4. 3, 2, 1. We're live, Bob.
Okay, so I'm supposed to start now. Is this mic live?
Yeah,
Is
just
this live? Okay. Uh, anyway, this is what number contest is it that we're at? We don't know. We have no idea. But we have cartoonist Derek Evernden with us, who I'm meeting for the first time. And I quickly looked up various information about Derek. And why don't Derek? You're a cartoonist. You're in Canada. You've got a strip called Bogart's Creek, and you actually grew up near this uh, so named Bogart's Creek, right?
That's true. Yes, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about your background. You're a wonderful artist. You're an illustrator. People will be able to get a little version of that just by the caption contest, cartoon itself. But illustrator first, then cartoonist. What? Give us a little background.
It depends on who's asking and what the job at hand is. I like to identify as a cartoonist first and illustrator second. It's a proud group to be a part of and everything. But a lot of the time the illustration pays the bills more than the cartoons. So then I flip. Yeah. What to put as my email signature is a constant battle. Yeah. So anyway, I'm from Canada. I started doing Bogart Creek about 7 years ago when I moved back to Alberta, which is where I was originally born. Moved to a little rural community. Suddenly work was kind of drying up a little bit, and idle hands and all that. So just started drawing. I thought, hey, maybe I get a New Yorker, of course, like everybody does. And my attempts were horrible. But then I found like the more stuff that I did that was just for my own entertainment, the funnier it seemed to be, rather than try to make something that was done before or make something that I would think someone else would like an editor at the New Yorker. And
always a good idea. Those editors at the New Yorker, they're the worst. And, no, I think that's a great idea. It was actually the advice I always gave to anybody who wanted to be a cartoonist: do what you like and hope that we like it, and then whoever looks at it likes it. And I think that's why I think your stuff is really really original. What's your sort of procedure for going about creating cartoons? Everybody has a different way to go at it. You have a particular time of day, you allot a certain number of hours. How do you do it?
Well, the time of day has changed dramatically since I got here. When I arrived, I was smoking a lot of weed and drinking quite a bit more than I should. It was sort of a side effect of having been downtown Toronto for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I was a late night cartoonist. And then gradually I cleaned up my act over the years, and now mornings are my productivity time.
You look really cleaned up. You look too cleaned up now.
I'm not complete. I'm not all the way there, but thank you.
Yeah.
It's working. Not that I'm a morning person. I still, it take a while to get going and everything, but the morning is definitely the best time for, I find, like coming up with new ideas and everything. I don't know why.
How do you? Everybody goes about it in a different way. Some people, it's a cup of coffee. You read the newspaper. You look at your old work that you've done. Some people have the TV on, radio. Everybody does it in a different way.
No, I just coffee and a masonite board with some sheets of 8x10 on it and a ballpoint pen. I don't know what is about ballpoint. These multi-color ballpoint pens, but that's what works best for me. All my stuff winds up being completed on an iPad nowadays, just because I take a shot. I don't know if other cartoonists do it, but I take a shotgun approach with my stuff. I don't generally know. Well, for this contest, I sent you guys like 19 options, right? Like I never know exactly what's going to work. So I just go for volume, and then I, once I got a pile, I
you're like an interact, like Jack Ziegler, and I mean, some people are writing. It's a classic. Some people are writers first. Some people are drawers first. There's a lot of people who it's an interactive process where you have you're putting down notes on one side, you're sketching, you're doodling.
It usually starts. I draw a grid of 5 boxes on a page, leaving room for my hand on one side, and I just start filling them up. I used to try different things to get my creative juices flowing. Like if I'd make a list of topics that I would challenge myself to do something on, because I do like doing editorial work now and then, and that's usually you're given an assignment. So I was trying to give myself a little assignment.
Yeah.
Sometimes I put just keywords, But most of the time, I just start drawing and see what comes. And actually, the caption contest cartoon that we're going to be debating sort of came out of that. I think it's like it's an early one. Like you can tell, it was drawn with actual pen on paper before I ramped up productivity and switched over to digital so much. And actually, it was kind of neat going back to that because I do like the sincerity and authenticity. That word gets used too much, but of that pen to paper work, like there's so many mistakes in the drawing, but it's what kind of makes it quirky and likable. And I know deep down I should be doing that more, but it's just, again, it's the speed thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of happy and fun, and funny accidents. So did the fork originally get in the guy's head, or how long did it take for that to happen?
That would have been probably the first thing I drew, and then it came out of that. And yeah, like that would have been one of those stream of consciousness drawing moments where I drew it. I thought, that's funny. What do I do with it now? And that one, for 7 years or whatever it's been, I have not been able to figure it out.
Yeah, I think it's a good drawing. So let's, Trevor, why don't you?
There it is. So yeah, say obviously it's captionless, as we're going to give it a caption here. And there's a woman. I would think you can assume she's upset. And that she delivered the fork to this guy's head. I mean, maybe not. We'll see what captions we get. He seems kind of taken back by it. And yeah, presumably a couple that's having a little difficulty.
Yeah, I think that's the subtext.
Typical night in my household.
But let's see how we. So what are we going to do? We're going to have.
That's a quick recap. As always, no one knows what we've all picked. We all pick our best 10. I did include the voting top 10 as well, and we have 7 that were in common with each other. Obviously, this is just a place to start getting these captions down. It might not end up with any of these, or the winner might be among them. But here's what we got together. That one's for salad.
Yeah.
Little twist.
We can't see. I don't think we can see the comment. Did you just?
Oh, I have. I'm sorry. I'm putting them on. I can shoot whatever.
It's all right. You know.
Next one. Let's go back to passive aggression. It's in my forehead, isn't it?
That was the one I came up with. Actually, mine was a little better, I think. Mine was, you'd tell me if I had a fork in my forehead, wouldn't you? Because I thought that was just the way it's phrased.
Broccoli in the teeth or something.
So I think I should be the winner, but look, okay.
I know you're angry when you cross your arms.
I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize you were left-handed. He's so wide-eyed that some of the dumb the comments seem to work coming out of him. How will I explain this to my wife? And then, but enough about me.
And there were quite a few like that, right?
Yes, there were a lot like that. There were a lot about fork, double entendres, a lot about spooning. I'm sure Lawrence will get into this in his comments.
Did Lawrence get his sex choice in? Lawrence always picked some sort of sexual.
All right, well, that's
sorry.
I mean, there were dumb sexual ones, but
I did see Lawrence did put in a sexual one. So
all right.
Without
I was surprised there weren't any ones about sort of maybe a date with your S&M mistress or something like that. Like the guy was actually enjoying the fork in the head.
I was trying to think of like it's done or put a fork in it. None were really able to capture that sentiment either.
I think what this joke tripped me up a lot because there's not really a lot of entry points for dialogue. You know, like the guy's mouth is open a little bit, but to me it didn't look like he was necessarily saying anything. He was just kind of shocked. So anytime I had to come up with the caption for it, it was just
there's always something you have to give latitude in a caption contest where it's the cartoonist has drawn it and you give a little latitude to the captioneer to, you know what I mean, to imagine it a little bit differently. Like he is absolutely wide-eyed. So as well he should be. But I picked the dirty one. I said I picked the one with my nuts are down here.
Yeah, we'll go to Bob here. This Bob probably says this all the time.
Yeah. Well, the basil. I don't even know what that meant. It's not about the fork, which is like.
Yeah, what do you have?
I guess he's upset, right? I can tell you're upset. This one's for salad.
I know.
How long was I asleep? I guess that's true. I thought it was funny. It's in my forehead, isn't it? I mean, I think all these are.
Yeah, you got several in there, Bob. Actually,
Yeah.
So you were popular.
Yeah.
Is there any particular ones that you have? Like 4 that.
Let's see. It's not about the fork. I can tell you're upset. This one. I don't really have. I think they're all. I mean, let's see which ones I don't like. My friends think I'm funny. I don't think that's good enough. Yeah, well, you have basil between your teeth is too long. It's not about the fork. What was I thinking? No, I think I'm thinking something there where they're having an argument and she's saying something. It's about the fork, isn't it? So I think I'm thinking too much there. I mean, I think I don't want to fight for him. And I think all of them, I think that one's for salad. I think, how will I explain this to my wife? I guess if I would actually think what I like, as I've said before, is something that within this drawing actually could be a normal cartoon caption, rather than something for a caption. So, but enough about me is that I can tell you're upset. I don't think, for instance, that one's for salad is. It's a caption contest cartoon. A cartoonist would never do that. I don't think most cartoonists. I wouldn't actually come up with that kind of caption for it. How long would? How will I explain this to my wife? Now I've confused myself.
You did get 4.
It's in my forehead, isn't it? Is like the one that I came up with, which is where there's something on your face or the spinach in my teeth. So it's in my forehead, isn't it?
Yeah, you got that one in there. We'll go. Yeah. Let me see. I guess I'll just go in order here. For mine, my favorite one was actually, luckily, the other girl I'm seeing is a doctor.
That's good.
This one, I'm not trying to say this in some dramatic way, but it's rare that we've had a caption that's tied up what happened before and then ties up what happens after. So neatly.
Yeah, I missed that one, Trevor. I like that. I'd put that in the running. I like that.
Yeah.
I just thought that one, as far as wrapping it up, put the best bow. I don't know if it's the funniest, but that's the one I wanted to fight for.
There's something else. I don't know if you guys would agree about that caption that I like, and the fact is that he refers to the woman as a girl. And, a lot of women don't like being referred to as girls, and it's another reason he could get the fork in the head.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, it paints him as a dick who would have another girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's sort of ex post facto, isn't it? Though he's not. Well, no, but he's saying that after.
He called her a girl, and she gave him the fork, and he said, "Oh, luckily the other girl I'm seeing, is a doctor.
He's the kind
he's
of guy.
Oblivious. He's insensitive.
Yeah."
I think with that one, it would be fun. Yeah, I would almost have a reaching.
I can't believe Derek drew such an asshole. There's a guy from Canada, a nice guy from Canada. I can't even believe that he did that.
Well, looks are deceiving.
You never know. You can't predict.
All right. Well, I'll add that to our ongoing ones. None of the others. Just the double entendre of the could you pass the alcohol for his wound or for his drinking. I liked, but I have no.
I don't think "Am I done" is good, but I think it would have. The guy should be saying "I'm done."
Yeah, I wanted to do.
If he said "I'm done," then
that is
it makes a little bit more sense. It's a double kind of meaning, and it refers to put a fork in it when you're done.
I agree with that. I wanted to have something that addressed put a fork in it, so I think I forced that one in.
Yeah.
That one there. And then that was it. I guess some of mine were in there, left-handed. I know you're.
I'm done was one of the options because there were about 5 different versions of the done one, and I'm done did make it, but I got by that stage I'd kind of I didn't want to see any more I'm done versions.
I know
Where's Joel's done one?
Mansplaining. Oh, there's a mansplaining one in Lawrence's.
Yeah, there's a you can look through. But Joel didn't pick a done one. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, and I gave up on all of them in the end. I thought.
I know you're angry when you cross your arms. Also worked for me.
Yeah, that's one of mine.
But that's one of. It's also one of Lawrence's. Okay, on to Lawrence. Lawrence, any that we didn't pick that you want to fight for?
Well, my first 2 you had also picked, and I like both of those. All right, the sex joke is before we met, and besides, I never thought your sister would tell you, which I thought created a nice story, but it doesn't really refer.
Yeah,
to
I mean that's. I felt that was almost predictable in a way. That
I guess so. It just made me laugh.
Oh,
here's another sex joke. I'm sorry.
What's that?
Forget I even mentioned a threesome. Which I like.
Nice.
I also like this one. No, I will not ask the waiter to bring you another fork. Somebody drops their fork on the floor. It's the gentlemanly thing to do to get the waiter's attention, but he's not going to do it if this is the reason she needs a second fork. Okay, now I'm listening. Maybe obvious. To my health is a variation on to your health. All right, I really like this one. This is the one I might fight for. You did that because you were frustrated with my mansplaining. And I love the fact that he's mansplaining.
I think mansplaining is old by now.
I'm sorry?
I think it's old.
Here's the thing, but that's part of what I like about it. I hate mansplaining jokes.
That was very clever of you.
I think it's...
That was very clever that you liked what's bad about it.
Well, no, what I like is that it kind of saved the mansplaining joke for me. I hate mansplaining jokes, but I thought this one was really funny. You were supposed to cry, most women cry. The idea that he just broke up with her and he was surprised by her angry reaction, and then you're upset with me. We have a lot.
So that's the same as I know you're angry when you're crying.
Yeah, we got a lot of variations of that one.
Yeah, but it's nicely phrased.
That one is good too.
So, all right. Nobody likes mine. So
No.
There's some interesting ones.
Yeah, they were good ones. Let's see. All right, Joel.
What have I got? So I think I had quite a few in the final selection. I don't know how many. It felt like this.
Back to passive aggression was in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the salad one was in there, maybe.
I'll explain this to my wife is in there. Yeah.
Yeah. But the only one. Yeah. I think I did well. But the one that I would make a case for that I don't think anyone else will like is now I'm getting good reception.
I picked that. Really, it's hey, if you like caption cartoons.
Well, I do in this instance.
I like caption cartoons. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's always clash.
I do have, and obviously we should pick some like that. I just have a predilection for things that I feel a cartoonist would do, and that are based on. So yeah, I mean that's the silly part of the continuum, or the absurd part that doesn't really make any sense, but is funny. No question about it. It's funny, but we're looking at a scene that a cartoonist created in which a couple had an argument, and somehow this resolves that, or puts a topper on that joke that makes sense of it, whether he slept with his sister or mansplained or did that, and that's the reason. The reason he has a fork in his head is that's the backstory, not that. Of course, you could say that's a quip that he made to do it.
Well, I suppose I think like when I was looking through the list, you do get a little bit weary.
Weary, absolutely.
Yeah. Because you're seeing lots of very similar solutions to the same problem, which is how do I, what has he done wrong, essentially? And a lot of them just kind of come up with a funny version of what he could have done wrong. So this was
Joel, you are a professional contest judger, just like someone who would sit on in a courtroom or even the Supreme Court. You can't get bored To see one, you can't say I saw this case before. I don't want to decide it again like this. Come on, let's have
But
something
you see, but
interesting.
everyone's tackling it with in the same way. They may come to a different
Yeah, that's true.
a different version as to what the funny thing is that has got him in trouble, but they've all got a version of something that will get him in trouble. So I was just pleased that there was something refreshing that wasn't what's got him in trouble. It was like, why has he got a fork in his head? It was just a different solution.
Point taken.
I feel I haven't convinced you, Bob. Is that
I thought
accurate?
it was funny too.
Okay.
I mean, it was funny.
We
It was
agree.
funny for exactly the same reason, but it cannot make the final.
I disagree that it's funny. I hate that caption.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the polarization that exists in America now. In Canada, you don't realize the stuff that goes on here.
Oh, we were well aware. We watched you guys.
Yeah,
We know more about your politics than our own.
I think you are well aware.
Okay.
Okay, so now we go.
Joel's and yours are at. We're not giving any of Joel's to the list. No.
I'm happy with what I got. That's fine.
Yeah.
Explain to me, don't we have two different Chinese restaurant jokes that are on the opposite side?
Yeah. One is. I'm glad we didn't get Chinese, and one was next time we eat Chinese. Yeah.
So
I gotta say, I don't get that. Why would you want somebody going after you with a chopstick?
Yeah. The other way makes more sense. I put that one in.
Yeah.
I put in.
You can't stab someone.
I'm glad we're not eating.
Chinese.
I'm glad
I'm glad we're not eating Chinese,
Yeah,
because
makes
that would be a chopstick, which would be
Yeah.
chopper or
Have
something.
or maybe go in further than a fork. I don't know.
Depends on the weight of the chopstick.
All right, Derek, ready to get made fun of now? No.
Yeah, I'm always. And ironically, I picked a really wordy one, even though actually a lot of time my favorite jokes there were no words at all. And maybe that's why this one stumped me so much, is because I thought the picture might just stand alone, but it didn't. Anyway, since you're putting it that way, spending our vacation with your mom would be even more wonderful than I imagined. Like saying it out loud, it is a bit of a tongue twister, but I just kind of like the backpedaling of it, you know.
Mhm.
It's interesting what you said, Trevor, about this being sort of a joke that happens in the middle of the action. Usually it's like right before the discus is thrown or right after this. But you're right. It's like not the end of the story, him getting the fork in his head. What preceded it and what's coming next are
Yeah,
fundamental.
this one seems.
The wine is full body. Like I just like that he clearly just put his foot in his mouth, and it's as simple as that. And it's a clever play on words.
Yeah.
Well, that's the last time I put on Nickelback. Doesn't even make sense. They're at a restaurant. I just hate Nickelback, so I just.
What is that? I don't even understand what Nickelback is.
They're
Yeah.
horribly overplayed, horrible band back in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a trope of a
Okay.
yeah, if I hummed the tune, I would never get out of my head for the next week. So I'm not going there. Enough about the Marvel Universe. What would you like to talk about? I mean, that and the Star Trek one are basically the same joke, but
it's like the nerdy guy who's just
yeah. But I mean, it compared to some of the others that were a little bit more sort of repetitive, I guess those ones jumped out for me just because they did give a little bit of a story, and I don't know. I know you're angry when you cross your arms. I love that one just because it's so tone deaf, you know.
I like that one.
I think that should definitely be it.
It suits his expression. He's clearly he's a clueless. Yeah, it's. I'll just assume no sex tonight. Again, also clueless. And yeah, like offensively so. I respond to verbal cues too. A little snooty, kind of a comeback, I guess. I thought that might work. But again, I don't know if it suits his expression, you know, like again, because he's not really. I never imagined him as actually really necessarily talking so much as gasping. This wasn't in your profile. I like that one because I was, you know, myself trying to I was looking for something that would suggest, you know, like, well, that's it for that dating app, that kind of thing, or you know, I should have swiped left or whatever, or is it right? I don't know. Okay, then Star Trek might be better than Star Wars.
So they're both nerds then.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Yeah, it's a classic, ongoing, constant debate between people with no lives. I'm almost embarrassed that I picked that because it is such a, it is a very old debate, but it works. Like it tells the story immediately without it being too Reader's Digest or something. I concede your point. Maybe axe throwing isn't a stupid profession for women. I was kicking around ideas about like he had said unicorns were stupid, right? Like I was wondering what he might have said that would, and so that one fits kind of with that approach where like she's demonstrating to him something to contradict what he had just said. I like that it does tell a bit more of a story again. I guess I'm looking for ones that tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking for ones that are just right out of left field, Yeah.
That said, we're still not going to pick them.
No.
You made a wonderful case, but no. I mean, some of them.
I feel like
I think those things are too, like I said, contrived and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, in Canada, axe throwing is much more common in rural than it is here in New York. Actually, I don't know. Maybe on the subways. So we're going to get some. We're going to get some good ones. And by the way, really, all the ones that you selected, most of them at one point, we all click off. I do it in a little thing. Usually, I have 25 or 30. I had the Marvel Universe, the other ones as well. Originally.
Well, you guys highlighted some that I think I glossed over too quickly. Actually, I really like How Long Was I Asleep? And
I like that too. I like that, and it was one of those. I do like that. How long was I asleep?
And you were supposed to cry. I thought it was kind of mean when I first read it, but now I realized no, the guy's tone deaf. He's just.
When you drew it, mean?
Yeah, I know.
You drew a guy with a fork in his head and a woman throws. To mean?
Yeah, but then he expected. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
I mean, that's very Canadian. I mean, like if all of a sudden the woman is apologizing to the guy for throwing a fork in his head, that's.
Oh no, she clearly wasn't going to do that. But that he expected her to cry. That was the intended goal or something. Okay.
Let's see what the top 10. Let's see what our voters.
These are the top 10 in order. Let's go back to passive aggression. How will I explain this to my wife? You make 3 very strong points.
Oh, pun, no.
No time.
A lot of people obsessed with the
I have no time for that kind of caption.
Yeah.
But that one's for salad. Enough about me. Point taken. There were a lot of point ones in there. None of us chose them. You really know how to hurt a guy. Not tonight, dear. I have a headache. But enough about me. Obviously, we have a variation of the two here. This will make it hard for us to kiss later, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but it's too.
Are there any of these you want to throw in, and then we can look at them, or are we okay with the?
Well, don't we have some?
Several of these made it in.
Do we have? Did all of us sort of have enough about me, or most of us?
Yeah, that's it.
No, that was way too common.
The one that we had in common was "but enough about me."
Yeah, that's better. That's "but enough about me."
That's the one that we had in common. This one, rather. Sorry.
So
this one is kind of funny though, just like how oblivious of a thing.
Yeah.
Continues to say.
So let's put them on. Don't you think? But enough about me. The cross your arms.
Well, let's take another look.
I think there were 5 people who submitted, but enough about me, and it was the first thing I thought when I saw the cartoon. I just don't think you reward something that obvious.
All right, that's an excellent point. You're brave with that.
And something's going on with my camera.
Yeah, you're a little shit.
Matrix has you.
Okay.
All righty, so I will throw in the new ones. So if Lawrence really wants this out, we will.
Okay, so Lawrence.
Sorry.
Well, I think Lawrence is a good point there because that means we have 5 very unhappy people.
Yeah, we can upset the most people with one decision here. Not
they could come after us.
How will I explain this to my wife?
No.
I quite like that. I don't think it's.
All right, well, we'll keep it into 6. Joel is.
Well, but what? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Well, Lawrence, you only get half vote if you're not prepared to come on camera and defend your point of view.
I'm going to try to come on camera again now. See if I. All right, there. I just don't see that when he's talking to his wife afterward, his wife is going to assume that he's having an affair because he has a fork in his forehead. It's not like explaining lipstick on your collar. If you walk in the door and you got a fork sticking out of your forehead.
All right, guys, we have to start liking some here.
I mean, that's not the only person he has to explain it to.
The waiter's going to come over at some point.
He's never going to get off the psychiatric ward if he.
I like this one.
This one we're keeping. Yes.
I don't like this. I didn't realize you were left-handed.
Now that I'm on camera, let me defend it.
Why? Yeah, there's nothing that we know that she's left-handed. That's just like a.
No, but look where her utensils are. The spoon and the knife are on the right, on her right side.
Yeah, it was her left hand.
She used her left hand to get the fork. I thought it highlights kind of an interesting detail in the picture.
I like this is what happened, and it makes him. Yeah, it's a funny thing to say.
Okay, well, I think we'll give that for like because Bob didn't get it. Because it's clever, right? It's like it's something you had to figure out in that, and that because what she's got a knife and a spoon on one side
on the right, as she should.
I see. So it's equipped for his side. So that's interesting because there are different ways to do this. One is it doesn't recognize what the situation is about, but the guy responds with a quip.
It could. She'd be like, "You don't notice anything about me," stab you in the face. And then
we do know about it. She's angry.
Well, that could have
been something about this. She is angry, and so most of the cartoons recognize that as the subtext, right? That's why she's
right. But in this one,
she's angry. So this doesn't take that into account.
It could, though, Bob, if she's angry about him not noticing things about her.
That she's left-handed. That's what she's pissed off about.
No, she's like, you don't notice anything.
Well, he's well aware that she's left-handed. They've been going together for years. It's ridiculous. But
let's hold off on that one though.
Let's hold off.
The one that's on right now.
Angry when it crosses your arm. It's in my forehead, isn't it?
I know you're angry when you cross your arms. This one's.
That's great.
I know you're angry when you cross your arms.
I think we all like that.
Yeah, that's great.
It's so tone deaf. It's great. Yeah.
Everyone's in a bad.
And now I realize I want to fight because Derek voted it up. How long was I asleep? Because that actually does make sense. About this guy who fell asleep and she woke him up.
And it's a great way to wake him up. Yeah, I love the backstory of that for sure.
Yeah.
It's in my forehead, isn't it?
Okay. I like that. Although Bob's version is better.
Sorry,
it is, but
whose cat is that?
Let's go back to passive
aggression.
Let's go back to passive aggression.
That's fine. I mean, it's good.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, not a winner. It's fine. That one's for salad. It explains that he's such a pedantic jerk. Okay. He would get stabbed in the first place.
Yeah.
Luckily, the other girl I'm seeing is a doctor.
I like that.
I like this one.
All right, people like it. Okay.
I like it. I think doesn't it take you a while? It's a slow burn, but in the wrong way in my head. I can't quite explain why. You have to go.
So you like it? You don't like it?
I think I like it. And then I don't. And I think the reason I don't is because there's something about the rhythm of the sentence that I can't.
I agree. It's got a horrible rhythm.
That doesn't work.
It doesn't entirely match his expression.
Yeah.
I know that's still a lot to ask, but
okay.
All
right.
I like it for the 6, though. I think we'll keep it there. How long?
Yeah, we're keeping that, right?
It's short, compressed.
All right. So you guys have made this very difficult by hating so many of them. Let's see where we can get to. We got to get to 6, and then we have to pick one out of the 6.
Well, wait. Can we go? Do we have to stick with those? I mean,
no. Go back and look again. Which one did we not like here? Oh, Bob was really anti the left-handed. I like that one.
But look, in the spirit of compromise. The passive aggression. I
I know it was popular with our. I know it was popular with our people, but
I don't know.
laughing.
Wait. So I see we've got one too many.
Yeah.
How about cutting out left-handed then, in the spirit of compromise?
Yeah,
I
cut out,
don't like left-handed.
cut out left-handed.
Okay.
All righty. So we actually have 6. Do we think we can get our final from here? Do we read a review or we're good?
I think we're good.
6 is what we need.
We need 6, but now we need 1.
Well, now we have to pick one.
Grand prize winner.
It's the winner.
I can go back to the cartoon. Let me do that. I need to be sponsored by this. Whereby? Where are we going? All right. So our final 6.
I won't pick
That one really works with the expression.
How long was I asleep? Yeah, this one totally works.
But if you saw that in if you're flicking through a like a newspaper and that came up, you wouldn't go. You'd just go, well.
Yeah, this one is odd in that this is the only one where he's like, now she's kind of a jerk because there's no reason to stab someone just for sleeping.
Yeah, but well, let's say it wouldn't be a fork, but you can imagine if you're dating someone who fell asleep, you might toss it at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that one a lot.
It did twist it though, yeah. I'm on his side in this one.
All right, so that'll be the winner.
Well, I'll quickly go through. Luckily, the other girl I've seen is a doctor.
Never know. Sometimes, Derek, you can just sneak it in.
Yeah, Bob's got a plane to catch.
This one just, I think, squeaked in. I don't think it's the winner.
Yeah, it's two that I don't like them.
Yeah.
That one's for salad.
I do like that. I think that's very compact.
Yeah.
If I could have drawn his face looking more smug, that would fit it perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a no then.
Let's go back. We took
Good enough. That's good enough
for this one, but we'll keep it.
It's not the winner.
No.
Sounds like a new old country song.
It's in my forehead, isn't it?
That's good.
Yeah, I like that.
And
well, sorry, can we go back to that one just for a second? I'm a bit stumped by that one. Is the suggestion that like the fork's gone missing and he doesn't know, or
I think it's more like what I said. You tell me if
right.
Yeah, do I have
in my? It's when something's in your mouth, in your teeth, or whatever, and she's of course here's where it doesn't quite work. If that's the joke, her being angry doesn't work.
Yeah, except that he's clueless.
So that's why I do think How Long Was I Asleep works. Because it explains why she's angry, explains why the fork is there. And like I said, the other one, the salad thing, is a quip. All right. She did it for some reason. Right. And just like the left-handed, they're all clever. They're all good solutions to a difficult problem, which is a capturing contest, right? You got to come up with something. But I think only one of them rises to, what a cartoon.
I think that one's
Crush Your Arms does also. Yeah.
Crush Your Arms is very good.
Crush Your Arms does also. Passive aggression also works.
But the passive aggression also
doesn't make me laugh at all.
Yeah.
It's too easy. You're kind of convincing me, Bob, that maybe we should knock out the forehead one, maybe in favor of mansplaining. But the one that I think should be the winner is Cross Your Arms.
I'd go with that.
I can second that. This is funny.
That one and
yeah. That's the best one.
All right, we have decided. I know you're angry when you cross your arms. Now, let us see which person.
Do we want to know Derek's the original answer?
Oh yeah, Derek. Can you?
Oh God, it was horrible. Like I said, I struggled and struggled. I think it was something like Roger realized that he didn't actually have thick skin. I think that was it. Like he had gone on bragging about how he had thick skin. She quickly demonstrated.
Also, it wasn't really it was more like a banner than a caption, right?
Yeah, I guess so, because I didn't see there being any room in the way I drew it for dialogue. It was a third-person narrative kind of thing.
It's interesting.
I see.
Yeah, because I remember you saying earlier, Derek, that you didn't even really draw him talking. You drew him more aghast. Like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
sort
I
of
think
interesting. Yeah,
I sabotaged
Interesting.
it, though. Yeah.
that's sort of
And-
interesting because we picked this as sort of most easily for a caption.
Interesting.
Because
No, I feel like
his mouth was open, and because clearly he's responding to her.
yeah.
But you really just grew it. His mouth is open and just surprised, just like his eyes. He just
Yeah, I
he's
didn't
sort of
like
gasping rather than talking.
Yeah. Exactly. So I could never figure out a way for I never even considered dialogue, and I thought of maybe like there'd be room for like sort of an airplane style eating disorder joke here, you know, like
Yeah.
he stuck the fork in his head. I was actually shocked how many.
Well, that's why I guess one of mine was my friends think I'm funny. It's sort of like when the stupid thing when you put a spoon on your nose or something,
Right.
and
Right.
so.
Well, there's another way of looking at that, because that made it into my top 10 as well. But just the idea that he made an offensive joke, she stabbed him, and he's saying, "Well, you know, my friends would have thought that was funny."
Yeah.
Not her stabbing.
I see. So I thought it more like he stuck a fork or like a spoon.
Well, I guess you go either way. Actually, I really like that one a lot.
Yeah. And the
All right, so you want to hear the winner?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the winner, right?
Yeah, he has been a runner-up before. I know you're angry when you're across your arms. Todd Huttunen, Huttun.
All right.
Congratulations to Todd.
Congratulations.
Way to stick with it.
Yeah, we got a great David Borchardt for next week, and thank you all for entering, and we will see. you.
Great to see Derek.
Yeah, thanks, Derek, for joining.
Great to see you. Yeah, this has been a real pleasure.
Great to
Thank
meet
you
you.
for having me.
Yeah, and